Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and I am here to cover the huge Black Friday sale that our friends over at Green Man Gaming are running right now. They've got a ton of deals live right now, and I said I was gonna cover it, but in reality, there's so much stuff on sale that I could not possibly cover everything that is going on sale in one video. So in this video, I am going to take a look at some of the more expensive game deals, meaning games above the cost of $10. I know a lot of the times we look at games under $10, and we'll certainly highlight those in a future video, but right off the top, I did want to highlight some of the more expensive games. You know, some of these are like $10 and change. Some of them are a little bit more expensive than that, to say the least. Got about 10, 12 games to go over here. Links to everything in the description box below. Go check out the site for yourself and check out all of their Black Friday offerings because they've got a ton of good stuff. And if you do end up buying anything, I get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated. But with that being said, let's get right into it, and let's start things off with Judgment. It is 73% off for $10.80. Excellent deal for Judgment, and in my opinion, the best game to start off playing the RGG titles. RGG, of course, the developers of Yakuza, and they have done a lot of games, but Judgment, why I think it's so good is, first of all, the English voice acting is great, which I do think is important for a newer audience. The game has some good visuals. This was a game that was originally built for the PlayStation 4, and the story is great, and it's not this daunting undertaking. Like, it's just two games, Judgment and Lost Judgment, and Judgment tells its own self-contained story that is fantastic. Like, I had a phenomenal time with Judgment. I thought the game was outstanding, and for $10.80, highly, highly recommend it. Definitely a great pickup there, especially at this price point. Next up, we do have, and I'll go through a bunch of Square Enix titles, but first of all, NieR Automata Game of the YoRHa Edition. Now, this is an XP offer, and most of you guys are XP members at this point, but if you are not, there is the XP entry pack that GMG is selling. It's $2, and it'll immediately get you into the XP membership, and on top of that, that $2 you spend, it'll become Green Man Gaming, like, wallet credit, so it'll go towards any game that you spend, but you'll easily get into the XP membership, and you'll get the added discounts. NieR Automata here is $13.44, and by the way, these deals beat out the deals on Steam. You don't pay tax either. You get Steam codes on all of these games. Just food for thought there. But NieR Automata is excellent. It's one of those games that's just an awesome action RPG. And every time I talk about NieR, I bug out that why isn't Square Enix doing anything more with NieR? And I did see Yoko Taro talked in an interview, I believe it was, that a lot of people question, hey, what have you been doing all these years? Have you been actually working on any new games? And it seems like Square Enix is canceling a lot of his projects. And hey, man still got paid, and he doesn't seem to be upset about it, which is incredibly based, honestly, because, you know, in a creative field, I feel like if your work gets canceled, you would be pretty upset about it, but it seems like he's just like, hey, I still got paid, it is what it is, but we need more NieR. NieR Automata was an absolutely phenomenal game. The soundtrack was excellent, the gameplay was great, the visuals were awesome. It's just an outstanding, outstanding game, and the fact that this IP has been benched for so long is insanity to me, but I digress. $13.44 on this, great deal on that. Kingdom Hearts INTEGRUM Masterpiece, 58% off for $42. Now, it has gone to the point where PC is now getting the best deal on the Kingdom Hearts games. I remember when Kingdom Hearts first came out on Steam that everybody was bugging out about the price point. Everybody was like, yo, what is this price point? And I was like, dude, at least the games are finally on Steam and away from the shackles of the Epic Game Store. But the price point was crazy. Well, if you look at it, the Kingdom Hearts collections are $40 on consoles on PlayStation and Xbox. However, the INTEGRUM Masterpiece here also gets you the Remind DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3. So here, you pay $42, which is like $2 more than the PlayStation discounted price, although you don't pay tax here either, so really, you're paying even less. But you get 1.5, you get 2.5, you get 2.8, you get Kingdom Hearts 3, and you get that Remind DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. The value here is phenomenal. You are getting a phenomenal deal for the money. $42, excellent price point. And again, I get that you might still view this as a little bit too expensive given that these games are older, but you get so much content here that I actually think it's a pretty good buy, all things considered. And I love these games. I will say Kingdom Hearts 1 is so dated, and I beat Kingdom Hearts 1 like a year ago, or whenever, a year ago when this first came out on Steam. I played through Kingdom Hearts 1, and oh my god, like, I knew the game was dated, but I think Kingdom Hearts 1 is so bad to go through, and I know some people vehemently disagree with me on that, and hey, more power to you if you do. Kingdom Hearts 2 is such a better game, and then there onwards, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, those games are all really solid, I think. I know Kingdom Hearts 3 had its issues as well, but overall, INTEGRUM masterpiece, $42 on that. I think that's a pretty good deal. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth are both on sale. Remake is $16.80, which you gotta play Remake before you play Rebirth. Yes, Rebirth is the better game, but $16.80 for Remake is really good. You get the intermission DLC starring Yuffie in this release as well. Really, really good game, and I would highly recommend it. I've completed this game like 3 or 4 times at this point. Just one that I've gone back to and played through so many times with all of the re-releases and whatnot. But yeah, great game, $16.80 on that, definitely recommended. And then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is $29.40, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is outstanding as well. Rebirth is just a fantastic game in terms of how much content it has, the gameplay, the story is great, and just loved it. And Rebirth really gets you to the point of the Final Fantasy story where stuff starts picking up. You know, Remake is a very much an introduction to a lot of the Final Fantasy VII story pieces. Rebirth is where things really get going, and I'm super excited for part 3. We'll see how that turns out. Fingers crossed on a PC release day 1. You know, we don't know for a fact if it's gonna be PC day 1, but based on reading the tea leaves, I do feel like it is. $29.40 on that, great deal there. And then Final Fantasy XVI, the complete edition, $29.40 on that, 58% off. You get Final Fantasy XVI and you get the DLC, Rising Tides and Echoes of the Fallen. I loved Final Fantasy XVI. I think the game is fantastic. I know that there are a lot of people that think, hey, the gameplay's too simplistic. It's more of a visual tech demo than anything, but yes, the game is an absolute spectacle. I think it's wonderful. I think the story is really good. I think Clive is a badass main character, and I think overall the game was just a joy to go through. Relatively lengthy, soundtrack is great, and overall just a really, really worthwhile game to go through there. $29.40 on that. And then Final Fantasy 15, the Windows Edition, is $11.76. Look, I don't think Final Fantasy 15 is that bad. I just had immense expectations for the game, and ultimately it didn't live up to those expectations, but overall, it's still a solid open-world action RPG that you can have some fun with. Definitely would recommend it, and for this price point, $11.76, a great pickup there. So, those are the Square Enix deals that I'm going to mention in this video. Now, for some other publishers, Resident Evil Village, the Gold Edition, is $12.75. Great deal on Resident Evil Village, and I would highly recommend you to, you know, play some of the Resident Evil games before Requiem comes out. Requiem looks to be a phenomenal game. I mean, that's going to be one of the biggest games of 2026, but Village, $12.75 on that is great. I would recommend you to play Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition before you play Village's Gold Edition, but nonetheless, $12.75 on it. Great deal there. Definitely recommend that. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, Volume 1 and 2 here, $16.83. I grew up playing the Battle Network games, so obviously these games I'm going to be a little bit more partial towards. I'm gonna have my biases towards them, but going back and playing them, Battle Network 1 is an absolutely archaic experience. It did lay the fundamentals and the foundation of what Battle Network would become, but yeah, Battle Network 1 certainly had its issues. I feel like the series really got rolling with Battle Network 2, and then there onwards, Battle Network 3 was great. I know people had their issues with Battle Network 4. I still thought that game was solid. Battle Network 5 was really good, and Battle Network 6 was really good, and then next year we can look forward to the Star Force games getting ported as well, which is pretty cool. But Battle Network Legacy Collection, $16.83 on this, I think is a really good deal. Given all of the games you're getting, this is also a sizable undertaking if you're looking to go through everything, but yeah, quality games there. We do have Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition, 78% off for $13.20. This includes Tales of Arise and the Beyond the Dawn expansion, so that's a great deal for $13.20. Definitely definitely would recommend it. You get the base game and the expansion. Now, the expansion isn't anything to write home about. I actually think the expansion is quite mediocre, but the base game is really good. Like, Tales of Arise is a really solid JRPG, and I would definitely recommend going through it. Likeable cast of characters, even if they're not the best in all of the Tales of games, but overall, just a really, really solid JRPG, and an enjoyable story to go through. Does it become, you know, your typical save the world JRPG story? Yeah, but a lot of JRPG stories devolve into that, and I'm not even saying devolve into that, it's just, you know, kind of what it is. $13.20, good deal on that. Cronos The New Dawn is $40.79 for XP members. I think this is a pretty solid deal given the game just came out. I really, really enjoyed Cronos. I thought from an atmosphere standpoint, this game was tremendous. It is pretty challenging, so keep that in mind, and as I like to say, I'm old and washed up. You know, the challenge got the best of me at times, but, you know, overall, still really enjoyed this game. I wish it got a little bit more attention than it did. I feel like Bloober Team is just doing such a great job with a lot of their outings and the games that they're putting out. Like, this game deserves more attention. The atmosphere was great, the story was incredibly compelling, and for $40.79, definitely think that's a good pickup. Remnant 2, the Ultimate Edition, $17.85 on this. Will wrap up the video on that, but a great deal for Remnant 2. You get Remnant 2 and all of the DLC content, so pretty good deal there as far as all of the content that you're getting. You know, action Souls-like game, third-person shooter more so than anything, but has some magical abilities and things of that nature as well. Pretty interesting game as far as that's concerned. Not really my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people really do enjoy it, so yeah, that is on sale. $17.85, and it's been holding up in price for quite a while, so having the Ultimate Edition discounted, that is quite good as well. But that is going to do it for me. Again, that is the tip of the iceberg of the Black Friday deals that Green Man Gaming has. If you want some cheaper options, there are certainly those available as well, and we certainly will be highlighting those as well. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, tons of great deals. Links to everything mentioned in this video in the description box below. If you do end up buying anything, I do get an affiliate kickback, so that is much appreciated. That'll do it for me. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.